Hello, Facebook Live. It's Michelle. I'm here to talk about some self-love for witches, and I'm just going to wait a couple minutes to see if some people join in before I get going. So if you're watching this after the fact, go get some tea. I have my tea. Take a moment, get cozy, put your stuff on, like whatever you're warm, cozy, or, well, I guess it depends on where you live. Anyway, I'm just chatting while we wait for some of you to join us. Someone's here! Hello! Welcome to the show. It's not really a show. So, for the people that are just coming in now, we're going to be talking about self-love as it relates to witchery, to being a witch, to stuff like that. So I just want to wait a couple minutes and get a few more people here before we start going. So again, get a drink, get cozy. We'll wait about 60 seconds and then we'll go. Are you guys having a good week so far? I hope so. Sip of tea. Hello, Raven. How are you? Lovely to see you. Well, to see your typing anyway. Hang on. This is so hot. I'm gonna wait. That's way too hot. Okay. All right. Let's get going. All right. So as we know, Valentine's Day is coming up, which is not oh, thank you. Hello, Michelle. Thank you. I love this mug. I got it. It's what my friend calls spoopy, which is like poopy, spooky stuff. It was like $1 and I love it so much. Hi, Christy. How are you? Thanks for coming. Okay, here we go. All right. So Valentine's Day is coming up, which is not, in my opinion, a real witchy holiday. I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. However, we thought it would be a great time to talk about love as it's, hello, Ashley. We thought it'd be a good time to talk about loving yourself. And I'm going to very quickly go into a little bit of my story, and because I want you to understand why I believe in this so much. Okay. Ta-da. I first got involved in introduced to the idea of self-love about 5 years ago. And I, being a very hedonistic person, kind of took that as free license to indulge. I'm having a bad day. I'm going to buy myself something. I'm having, something's coming up. Obviously, I need to go get my hair done, etc. And I equated self-love with self-indulgence. And that's not what we're talking about today. I just want to be really clear about that. So it was when I stopped looking out. It was when I stopped trying to be like other people, when I was able to look into myself and start finding what I liked about myself and what nourished my soul, that I started to be able to tap into my own personal power. Sorry, my husband just got home. Hi, my love. Okay, I'm back. So when we talk about self-love today, I'm not talking about buying yourself a cupcake because you had a bad day. That's totally fine, but that's not really going to serve our purposes. So I also want to take a minute to say to the men who are watching, men need self-love too. I know that it's a very feminine idea and it sounds all mushy goopy, but it's really just taking the time to look into yourself and see what it is that you need to nourish your soul, to tap into your own personal power and strength. So I'm so sorry, guys. I'm checking my notes. Hang on. All right. I believe that self-love, that treating yourself as something that is, they totally do, Christy. I think that treating yourself as something that is holy and sacred is valuable. And especially when you're talking about being a spiritual being, being a witch, and we're all intention and energy. And I'm gonna take this sweater off because it's falling off anyway. So that's the kind of self-love we're talking about. So now that we've talked about that, what does self-love look like? Now that I've kind of taken all the fun, easy stuff off the table, what is it? Hello, Lawrence. I am glad to see that there's a fella here because fellas need self-love too. So self-love, so we're going to just talk from my personal experience. For me, as it pertains to being a spiritual person, meditation, taking out time to meditate, and I know some of you just rolled your eyes, stay with me, taking the time to center yourself, to calm yourself, that gives you the opportunity to listen to yourself, or to your, if you have guides that speak to you, you know, they might, when you take a moment to be quiet, that might be the time when they take the opportunity to speak to you, to guide you. But they can't do that unless we find time to be quiet. So I think taking time to meditate, and it could just be, it doesn't have to be every day, but ideally maybe 5 minutes a day to be still, to listen to yourself, to hear what the universe is saying to you. I think that that's a really valuable practice for anybody. It doesn't just have to be witches. I think that everybody in the world, if everybody did that, I think that the world would be a much better place. Thank you, Darlene. Hearts back at ya. And oh, you guys are so great. I'm so glad you're on board. Okay, so another one, I think it's really important to create sacred space. And you might be, maybe you share space. Maybe you have a roommate. Maybe you still live at home. Maybe you are married. Whatever that is, I'm not saying that your entire home needs to be dedicated as a space, but for example, my husband bought this for me. It was a spice rack, and he got it for me this year as a winter solstice gift. It is gigantic, it's huge. So it moved into our living room, and it's now where I'm keeping, this is my intention jar that if you did that Facebook Live with me, you might remember our intention jars. And just where my little bits, my Bridget's cross is up there. It's just a place where I can put the things that remind me, that center me, that are sacred to me. A lot of people have altars. I don't really do altars, but I do have a few things like this throughout my house. Strangely, even in my bathroom, which sounds crazy, I have all my shelves of my herbs, and it's kind of my special place. So just find a spot, a corner, a nook. It could even be in your car, whatever that is that makes you feel comfortable and safe and able to, well, yay, Christy. Thank you. I appreciate you liking it. So that's just one more thing. Yeah, in your office, Kiki, that's such a great idea. I agree. In fact, where we're sitting right now is kind of like my new pseudo office, and it just happens to be that this is here. I think is really important. And to Kiki's point, you might even want to have like a tiny little sacred space where you work. Maybe it's just a little jar that you made that you might keep some herbs in or something. Just take that time, carve out that space for yourself. Another really great, and I have this, you guys might know my saying about putting the craft back in witchcraft. Nourishing your creativity, whatever that might be, is another wonderful way to feed your soul. And hi, Gina. It's a great way to, you're creating things, you're manifesting something, but you're also feeding yourself and your soul and your spirit. And I think that that's really important. So for me, one of my creative outlets is singing. So, I've been investing a lot more time and energy in that. It might be, maybe you knit, maybe you're a mixed media artist, whatever, maybe it's your garden, wherever you feel you're most creative, which is probably also where you feel you're most alive, invest some time in that. Like, this is self-love. This is so much more important than treating yourself to a pedicure, which is fabulous, but it's not going to feed your soul. Oh, thank you, Ashley. And thank you, other Ashley, two Ashleys. I'm so glad you guys are into this. Yes, Lawrence, my tattoo does kind of shout out to the world that that's where I find my strength. Another one, the last one I have for what self-love might look like for us are tiny daily rituals. So I think, I'm going to start teaching Wicca, witchcraft, magic, and we will be making crafts for the crafts. That's beautiful. Dancing, Vicky, is, oh my gosh. Dancing, I mean, that's a whole body experience. I think that's a beautiful way to show your creativity. One of my tiny rituals, I'm a tea nut. So not only do I have 8,000 kinds of tea, but when I make my tea, Margaret, if you have a deep, sexy voice, I think that's awesome. But I get it, how it can be frustrating when you can't reach out the way that you want to. So for me, with my tea, sorry, I keep reading all of your wonderful comments and I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, hang on. So for tea, this is a silly thing, but what I do, I stir my tea 13 times clockwise, and then I make a pentagram with my spoon to bless it before I drink it. Now, that sounds, it probably sounds a little OCD, but for me, again, my tea is very special to me, and I think it is, it's just a tiny daily ritual. Maybe it's when you, before you wake up in the morning. This is something that I've been trying to practice, and I'm working on it. I'm a mother, and so my mornings are very frantic. But somebody once suggested to me, before you get out of bed in the morning, Teaholics, yes. Before you get out of bed in the morning, take a minute before you even open your eyes, if you can, and just think 3 thoughts of gratitude, 3 things that you're grateful for, and smile, and then go on with your day. Little tiny things like that can make a huge impact on your day. It could be, I mean, whatever works for you. I'm sure you guys probably have some little rituals that you do, and if you'd like to share them in the comments, I would love to read them because I'm always looking to learn new things. So but you guys love some tea. That's fantastic. There seems to be a thing about witches and tea. I don't know if it's the herbs that are involved or if it's the cauldron-likeness of it, but yes, we have a deep love for tea. I do it when you go to bed. Yeah, that's another great, Janet has a good point. The gratitude, you could do that at the end of your day. We're busy. You hit the floor running. I do too. I have 2 young children and a darling husband that I need to take care of. And I might even start doing that at night, actually, Janet. That's a great idea. That might be an easier way. So I also have for us, I wanted to share my favorite tea. Right now, my favorite is made by Numi, and it is a chocolate rooibos. I can never say that word. Rooibos. It's a chocolate rooibos indulgent. It takes 8 minutes to steep, but oh my God, it's so good with like a little honey. So good. So, okay, tea. Let's talk about some other practices that we can do for self-love, for manifesting strength and power. This, again, please don't roll your eyes and stick with me. Okay. Try positive affirmations. Now, when I was first introduced to positive affirmations a few years ago, I laughed my ass off. I really, hi, Amy. I love you. One of my sisters from my circle has just joined us. Hello. When I first started doing positive affirmations, I felt like a complete jackass, honestly, like looking in the mirror and telling myself, you are beautiful and powerful, etc. But once you embrace the practice, it's transformative. I think that we believe what we tell ourselves. I think the world can tell us stuff, but it's really what you tell yourself that you will believe the most. So if you're constantly telling yourself, my spells don't work, I don't know enough, I'm not powerful, then that's what you're going to be. So hang on, I want to read. Talia says, my daughter and I do something called kissing hand before I leave for work every day. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh my gosh, thank you, Christine. I love reading your comments. I'm sorry I'm getting sidetracked. I just really like hanging out with you guys. Okay, here we go. So here's a couple of options. You can make up your own positive affirmations, or if you don't feel like it, the work has been done for you. I'm going to give you 2 resources for that. One, I found this one on Pinterest, and I think that they're beautiful to look at, and they are really powerful. Thank you. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday, right? Thank you. Okay, so if you go to KirstenWeiss.com, which is KirstenWeiss.com. Oh, Kiki, thank you. You guys are so great. You make me feel so good. This is love. Okay. Whoever Kirsten Weiss is, she made some really fantastic digital affirmations that you can download. You could cut them out and pin them up around your home. And a sampling of them are, here's a couple, is I honor my spirit and I trust my intuition. Now, those are just words, but if you put power into them, if you practice that daily, if you tell yourself that and you believe it every day, you will manifest that inside of yourself. There is another, I am whole and I am magic. They're very simple words, but they are incredibly powerful. Another option, my blog, Glitter in the Dirt, it's on WordPress. I did something similar a couple of years ago. I didn't even realize it was that long ago. But if you go there, excuse me, I probably should have found when I did that. I'm sorry, guys. You know what, Gina? It is. We are a very small circle. That we have 7 members, and we're staying closed. However, at the end of this talk, I'm going to give you an option that you might enjoy. Okay, so on mine, again, I think they're pretty. I made some pretty digital ones. You could download them, you could print them, or you could maybe use them as like a background for your computer. Hi, Robin. And so a couple of them is the magic is in my, wait, oh, I just messed up. Sorry, guys. The magic is in my love and my laughter, which for me, I laugh a lot, as you guys have probably picked up. And I think that's my personal strength. If that works for you, if that resonates with you, please write it down, pin it up, say it to yourself over and over. Or even if that's something you want to cultivate within yourself, just keep going at it every day. Look yourself in the mirror, say these words. You will manifest this within yourself. Another one is, I am an integral part of the vast and magical universe. You can go to either of the 2 blogs that I mentioned or make your own, but I really encourage you to adopt this into your practice. 5 seconds. Hi, Nancy. 5 seconds of your day, but you will reap benefits if you continue to do it. I promise you. If you allow yourself to believe these beautiful things about yourself, it will become who you are. And any of you who have known me over the past few years can probably attest to my evolution. I really feel like I have, through self-love, I've kind of become a phoenix and risen out of my own ashes. And I'm so happy to have the opportunity to share these things with you now. Anne Marie, hello. Okay, so we have a few more. I have kind of hello, Anne. I have an idea for you guys, a little project. Hello, Mary. Oh my gosh, you guys, hello. I was going to make this with you today, but to be honest, I just didn't have the time to pull it out. So this is my self-love sugar scrub. It's a lot like sugar scrubs that you can probably see that you found on Pinterest, or maybe you have your own recipes. Thank you, Casey. Oh, Faith, you guys are so beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so now, fortunately for everybody, this video will be available, so you can come back and take notes if you would like to on this recipe. It's very simple. What you're gonna need, you need a jar with a lid. I think glass is your best option. You're gonna need some sugar. It could be brown sugar, it could be white sugar, whatever you wanna use, it doesn't matter. You're gonna need some oil. Now, I like to use a combination of, hi Tanya. I like to use a combination of coconut oil and olive oil, but whatever your oils that you feel good. If you wanna use jojoba oil, if you wanna use almond oil, I'm just a practical kitchen witch, and that's what I have in there, so that's what I use. If you want to take this up a notch, you could actually infuse those oils with roses if you do it ahead of time. Just heat your oil up, drop some rose petals in, let it cool down, maybe give it a day or 2 and then strain it out, which will make this even more potent. And you're going to need some rose quartz. So what you're going to do, just combine all your ingredients, being mindful. Don't just slap it in there and stir it in. Again, take a minute, meditate. This is your intention, and maybe hold your rose quartz in your left hand as you do this, and set your intention that I love myself, I am a powerful witch, whatever it is that you're trying to cultivate within yourself. As you're stirring is very witchy, right? You're stirring, you're mixing. Put your rose quartz in the bottom, and then pour your kind of sludgy oiliness into the jar, put the lid on it. Then, this is actually very auspicious timing. You need a full moon. I probably should have mentioned that before. On the full moon, I want you to, again, go out under the moon with your jar. If you want to stay inside, like if you live in a place that's snowy, I totally get that. Hold your jar and set those intentions again under the full moon. I mean, really just push push your love, your self-love, your power, all of those things into there. And then leave it out overnight under the full moon. Bring it back inside. We're not done yet. I want you to take the next 2 weeks. So that's the span of time in the waning moon. And every day, I want you to talk to that jar, to maybe you don't want to say it out loud if you feel silly, but I like talking out loud, to really push, again, your self-love, your intentions, your manifestation of your power, all of those things into the jar. Then on the new moon, when it comes up, which is my personal time, I know most witches are all full moon. I like the full moon, but the new moon is my beautiful time. It's a time of new beginnings, right? It's a time of starting. It's just such a good, juicy time. So I want you on the new moon, just slather that all over yourself. Rub it in. Scrub off your self-doubt with it. Nourish your skin. Nourish your body. And you're going to smell like sugar and roses and coconuts. You're just going to feel good. So that is one really amazing self-love practice. Super easy. It probably will cost you next to nothing. New moon lover. Yes, fate. I love the new moon. So let me see. I do have one more thing. Oh, Brittany, that's perfect. This is one of my big things is really banishing negativity. I have a lot of anxiety and I tend to focus on the negative. And so these are all practices that I do to help raise my vibration, as my friend Isabel would say. Oh, you also love that? Yeah, the full moon makes me crazy terrible. You know, that's where the term lunatic came from. Fun fact. It was that on the new moon, historically, people just got flipping nuts. And that is where lunatic actually came from, which is interesting. And I think, how can you not be affected by the moon? I mean, I don't know how much we're mostly water, right? So if the tides, the oceans, the vast and magnificent oceans are influenced by the moon, how can we not be? All right, so I have one more thing that I want to talk about. However, hang on, let me go back to my other notes. If you have, I have two more things. Just kidding, 2 things. All right, I have another really easy manifestation spell for you to do. Oh, hang on, Jade. Jade, isn't it wonderful? It's such a beautiful thing. These Facebook Lives have become my favorite part of my month. I love speaking with all of you and sharing. And hopefully you connect with each other outside of this and start kind of a global community. All right, back to the manifestation spell. This one is, again, super simple. You're going to need a piece of paper. It can be small. You're going to need like a watercolor marker, like a children's Crayola marker, something that's water soluble. You're going to need water, a bowl, and a plant. Easy. All you're going to do, again, meditate. You might even do this after you've slathered your body with your awesome self-love sugar scrub. Or maybe it will be, we are starting a community, Matt. That's very true, and it's very exciting. So maybe you meditate. Maybe you do your sugar scrub. Maybe you just take a long shower. Just chill yourself out first. I think that's really important before you go into practicing anything, that you take a minute, calm, center yourself, love yourself, and then you can create magic with a full and positive heart. Okay, so what you're going to do is very simple. Get your piece of paper, and I learned this, or a version of this, from one of the beautiful women in my circle. Again, I encourage you to start your own community because none of us is as smart as all of us. So you're going to write your intention on a piece of paper with your water-soluble marker. Meditate on that thought. And this is something that you want to, it's manifestation. So this isn't banishing. This is bringing something into your life. I think doing this on a new moon is the best time to do this, or doing at least a waxing moon. You definitely I don't think you want to do this on a full moon. So you're going to write it on the piece of paper. It could be, I will embrace my own personal power. It could be, I will no longer have negative thoughts. We are manifesting, so I will speak positively to myself. We want to really try and think in terms of positive statements. You're going to, oh, yay, I'm so happy. Okay, you're going to write it down. From Puerto Rico, Linda, what's up? Okay, I love talking with you guys so much I get sidetracked. All right. Write it down, meditate on it. You're going to have that bowl of water in front of you. Extra bonus points if you're using maybe moon water that you collected. Then, thank you, Deborah. When you feel like you're ready, when you feel like you've really put your will into the universe, into the paper, just set it into the water, and the water is going to slowly soak into the paper. And Canadian witches, what's up? I love Canada. And it's going to slowly, the water will seep in, and it's going to slowly start to dilute your words. You're going to see them start to fade and go into the water. Now, you could stop there. However, I think I am also Australia. Yay, my husband's from Australia and New Zealand. Oh my gosh, we're just around the world. Okay, so I think that a really great thing to do is to then take that water and your plant, and you, depending on how much water you have, take that, which is this beautiful energy, and you're going to actually nourish a living thing with it. So you're going to water a plant with this manifestation water that you've made. And as the plant grows and as you care for the plant, you are going to be manifesting your desire. And hopefully that was to love yourself more, to believe in your power more, whatever. You can use this for other purposes, but we're talking about self-love right now. So every time you look at that plant, as that plant is flourishing, you're going to know you are flourishing. Your desires are flourishing. Your belief in yourself is flourishing. And it's going to be beautiful, I hope. Now, if you have children in the room, you either want to send them out right now or you're going to want to watch this later, because I'm going to talk about some grown-up stuff here for a second. So I'm going to wait a second and take a sip of tea, let you guys sort that out. Still super hot. I've been talking for like 20 minutes. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are we in grown-up only land? I hope so. That's my bird. That's Boo. He's the toughest little bird you've ever known. I'll tell you his story sometime. Okay. Grown-up time. I'm going to get a little closer. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad, Fate. It's a really simple practice, but it's really powerful. We are going to talk. Thank you. I love my cup. All right. I want to talk to you about sex magic. Now, I personally do not believe in the practice of sex magic to influence other people. I also think that sex magic has to be handled very responsibly because it's very potent and very emotional. So what we're specifically talking about is solo sex magic. Just you and yourself, and whatever gets you going. But it's not simply the act of just masturbation. Anybody can do that anytime. So again, this is a full moon ritual. Full moon being that time of release. Just, then that's the feeling you want. You want a big boom at the end of this. So on the full moon, interestingly, I think sex magic has probably been around for far longer than has been recorded, but it was recorded as far back formally as the 1800s. I am sure tribes were probably doing this from the beginning of time. It is potent energy. I mean, we all know what it's like. So again, you need to be mindful and you need to be specific. And that can be a challenge because you have to keep your head in the game. So before you do this on the full moon, again, I encourage you to meditate. I encourage you to center yourself. I encourage you to be extremely clear in your mind what you're trying to manifest here. And again, this is my advice, and you can do what you want. You're grown-ups. I do not believe in using sex magic to influence other people. I just want to say that one more time because I think we have to be responsible. So you are mindful, you are specific, you have meditated. Now, hi Corey, as you begin your process of self-loving physically, you want to go slow. This is a slow burn. This is not a get in there, bang it out, and you're done kind of action. And I suppose if you're a couple, you could do this assuming that the other person is okay with it. So the point of this is to build that energy because it's that energy that's going to really give you, hi Raven, it's that energy that's really going to give you the power and the big bang for your buck, so to speak. So I want you, as you do this, you're going to bring yourself up to the very top of your threshold and you're going to put in your mind what it is you're trying to manifest and then dial it back. and then go again, and just keep building as many times as you can. Keep building, and that whole time hold in your head what you're trying to manifest. And then when the time comes and you need to release, push that will out into the universe. Just imagine, like, see it in your head, coming from your mind, your heart, where your intimate bits, wherever you really feel it, and see yourself pushing it out into the universe. Then again, you can't just end there. You really need to take time to ground yourself afterwards. For me, I like my feet on the earth. For you, it might be a shower. I think we all have different things to help calm us down. But take time. Oh yeah, girl, we're talking about self-love right now. Like loving yourself. Yes, and it's good. It's beautiful. It's healthy. So just follow this process by grounding yourself, by cleansing yourself, and as with most magic, repetition helps. So any of these things really, it's the more time you invest in it, the more you repeat it, the better your chances are of manifesting whatever your desire happened to be. So I think that's almost all of it. I want you guys I hope you take time this weekend or today or whatever to invest some time in loving yourself and acknowledging your power and your connection to the earth and feeling like you're part of this great coven that spans the globe, because you are, and you're awesome. Now, a quick, yes, Corey, it is super healthy, and it is something that we all need to do. Thank you, Terry. I have two things that I want to share with you before I go, because I have to go get my son from school, or else I would stay here with you guys all day. I love this. Two things. One, on Valentine's Day, which is, thank you, Ryan, on the 14th of February, magazine subscribers will get an email with access to a special subscribers only website for the magazine. And you're going to have access to all the previous downloads, to any printables that we've ever done, and to all of our old Facebook Live videos, because these only stay up for a month. So, Annika, thank you. You guys are so fantastic and generous with your love. I am truly appreciate it. I'm honored. Okay, so you definitely, if you're not subscribing to the magazine, you won't have access to that, which means you're not going to be able to watch this awesome video 8,000 times when you feel like you need a little self-love boost, because I love you and you need to love you. Absolutely, Carolyn. I think most of my practice is intuitive, and I think for most of us, that's why we're here, right? We feel it inside of us, and you have to do what's real and right for you. Royale, where do you go for all of that? Well, you should be, if you are not subscribed to Which Way Magazine at this point, you're going to want to do that. So you can go to the website, whichwaymagazine.com, and do your sign up, and then you'll have access to you'll get your monthly magazine in your email, and you'll have access to this website. And our creator and editor-in-chief, Tanya, does some of the most amazing work. She's worked so hard, and all those beautiful printables you see, they all come from her, and it's an awesome magazine. If you're not subscribing, go subscribe. I also write for the magazine, so you'll see a little stuff from me sometimes. And then I can't say enough good things about all of the women, the contributors to the magazine. They are all so gifted and so generous to share their knowledge and their experiences. So put a little love in the universe. And the other thing that I want to share before I leave is if you're not following me on Instagram at Glitter in the Dirt, please go do. I do a lot of self-love stuff you'll see on there, and I have an upcoming online workshop for witches that you might be interested in joining up for, and I think that is it. So you guys, you're awesome. Thank you for coming and sharing time with me and for hanging out. I know I'm a little long-winded, but you guys are wonderful, and I will see you again next month. Enjoy your full moon this weekend. Enjoy spending time loving yourself and manifesting your strength, and be well and be happy. Bye, guys. Mwah. You make me so happy. I love hanging out with you. Okay, bye. I'm going to say bye now.